Welcome back. It is 7:52 here on the East Coast. This is a shot from the International Space Station. NASA tells us over the Atlantic Ocean right now. Truly beautiful here as 2022 draws to a close, and it's been a year of incredible accomplishments for anyone involved in space exploration, from Artemis to DART to SpaceX to the next generation of astronauts preparing for a return to the moon. NBC News correspondent Tom Costello has documented all of those developments, and he shares some of the highlights.
3, 2, 1. Boosters in ignition. And liftoff of Artemis 1.
In a year of triumphs for space exploration, NASA's Artemis moon mission was the headline-grabbing finale. A 25-day, 1.4 million-mile test flight of the new Orion spaceship that will one day carry astronauts back to the moon. An 80-mile-high, high-resolution flyover of the moon, a long orbit deeper into space.
Orion is right on the money, coming right down the pike.
Then a spectacular re-entry with the heat shield hitting 5,000 degrees. That's half the temperature of the sun.
And there it is, high over the Pacific.
Before a gentle parachute drop into the Pacific Ocean.
Splashdown.
It is the beginning of the new beginning, and that is to explore the heavens.
That new beginning will include astronauts on a similar test flight around the moon in 2024. Then a lunar landing in 2025 or 26 with a crew that includes a woman and a person of color. The first return to the moon since those heady days of Apollo.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
But NASA is also leaning heavily on private companies. SpaceX now regularly launches both crew and cargo to the ISS. This is the view of Earth from the International Space Station and a simulator at NASA in Houston. Outside the cupola, the blue richness of Earth and the blackness, the deep blackness of space. And right there, the Canadarm, which has reached out to grab an incoming cargo vessel. And SpaceX is now working overtime on its Starship that will carry astronauts to the moon. Then perhaps Mars in the late 2030s. Another huge success in 2022, NASA's DART mission.
And we have impact.
The spacecraft in time-lapse traveling at 14,000 miles per hour, slamming into a small asteroid named Dimorphos 7 million miles from Earth and pushing it ever so slightly off its orbit. A critical success if NASA hopes to one day deflect an incoming planet-killing asteroid away from Earth.
Now, this is a watershed moment for planetary defense and a watershed moment for humanity.
But the most visual space achievement in 2022 were those spectacular images from the Deep Space James Webb Telescope. Using infrared cameras, we're now looking at light billions of years old. The creation of the universe, distant stars and galaxies, stunning nebulas, begging the question, are we alone?
We could have an answer about whether or not there's life in the universe, which would change everything, right? Would change our entire understanding of what we were and who we are in the universe.
It's big and beckoning to a new generation of explorers. Tom Costello, NBC News, Houston.
Spectacular images and such an impressive year, but